Hello and welcome to the show. We start this week's Failrace episode with Rubber Trail on GTA 5 going for a jump with his Sand King, wipes out a lamppost, starts twisting and is parked, I guess, is one way to park. The trophy truck is stuck as well, but nowhere near as impressive as the Sand King. Yeah, that's a very well parked up. Trollvo is doing a stunt race on GTA 5 involved in a 3-car mid-air collision. Certainly comes out of it the best. The white car being exploded, the McLaren being spun around. Yeah, have a collision like that. That's doing pretty well. Tubblers on GTA 5 is minding his own business. Notices some weird glitchiness going on. Indeed, somebody has turned off the physics switch as the truck is continuing to dance around. Managed to explode one vehicle. A Sabre Turbo comes out of nowhere, really. I don't quite know what happened to that poor Sabre. It almost looks like the physics switch was turned back on again, but it wasn't for long as the dump continues to have just all manner of issues. I love how the Bobcat is just, minding its own business, pushing the exploded wheels along. Now the dump truck is stuck to the ceiling, as you do, nobody else really caring about the completely and utterly physics-defying truck, and finally it does let go. Amazingly, it does actually look like the truck is still in one piece as well after all of that. On to a GTA 4 next, with Douglas trying to explode his friend with a grenade. Hasn't quite got the timing down with that one. The thing is, the AIs, they're not too keen on this this particular game. As he goes to try again, freaks out all the cars around him, that decide to attack him by rolling over. I mean, I approve of that method. If you're going to go for an attacking method, roll the car at them. That is definitely the way to go. Not expecting it from the AIs, though, particularly. Anyway, on to Forza Horizon 2 next with Mitchell, as they're going for a little bit of drifting. Everybody gets it wrong. He rolls it off a trailer, and then physics decides to punish him by launching his car across the dock. Does manage to bounce his way over somebody as well. That's an impressive lag cannon going on there to have sent it so far. Boki on GTR 2 finds out why you shouldn't be cutting the corners as he goes for a big tumble. Does get away with it. I think we need these anti-corner cutting rocks in more games that just launch cars into the air and tumbling over. That should definitely be a thing. Speaking of rolling over, we're on to a street legal racing red line with a radical flying through the streets, goes to avoid the start line and manages to roll it straight off of a curb. Like, rolls it off a weird way off a curb as well. On to Need for Speed Most Wanted with slideways, messing around with the police. Police are always good fun to mess around with, whatever game it might be. On this little area, the cop cars have such difficulty trying to stay on these platforms. There were 4 or 5 of them around at one point. He's managed to lose some of them off the edge here as he goes over. The Pontiac decides to land on top of his vehicle. He gets very nearly got busted, but by being reset managed to get away. He jumps back down to continue toying around with the police. One's bounced off his roof, doesn't quite go off, and then does. Clever AI car. Survives the bouncing off of the roof, but can't drive himself around on the top bit, and he's nearly managed to lose the amazingly effective police force. The next car jumps on, he goes to push it off, doesn't actually have to do anything, never touches it. The GTO just falls off the platform on his own. That laggy person on F1 2016 is about to go out for a lap. He's going for a flying lap. The AI, though, has other ideas as it promptly stuffs the man into the wall. Well done, game. Well done. Player has no control over the car at this point. He can't rewind and save it. So, yeah, that's very much session over. Ivy Floydy on Just Cause 3 is going for a very, very impressively large jump in the limo, and the landing pretty much spot on. The game is having none of it and decides that, the limo should go for about 3 or 4 rolls and fly into the forest. Initial part, the difficult part of the landing was fine. Just couldn't quite slow it down before. I think it was some rocks in the end that sent him flying. Continuing with some more rolling, goes to avoid a Jeep with a supercar and the hill gets angry, decides the car should go for a launch. He can't get it slowed down though before going into the next vehicle. That is a very, very poorly car. LM145 on Just Cause 3 is doing one of the missions where you've got to keep your engine, or you've got to keep your car, above a certain speed and drive to the destination. Monster Truck, though, gets a little bit tangled with a bush and then loses a fight spectacularly with a train. That's a lot of fire, and definitely a rather failed mission over there. Don't fight with trains. They do tend to win. Knight's Viper is messing around with the AI cars. Always very good fun. Shooting out the front tyre manages to cause that car to flip, although in the background there is something peculiar going on. Yep, we have got a goat stuck on the front of an AI car. Now, we have quite a long time ago had a goat stuck on the front of a player car, but this one is perfectly happy sat on the front of this vehicle. The driver doesn't really quite know what to make of this, and well, I'm assuming the driver is freaked out about the goat and not just horrendously drunk. It could be that, but the goat is perfectly happy to be on the bonnet of the car as we're going along the road, and no amount of shaking is really doing anything to change that fact. I also love that nobody else really cares about the goat on the front of the car. The player is now rather curious as to, well, quite how well the goat is going to stay on to the vehicle. Managed to tether it and launch the car through the air. Amazingly, the car survives that impact. The goat, though, yep, that's still on the bonnet. Goat still perfectly happy. The car managed to crash into somebody else. That is a, yeah, that is a seriously determined goat to stay on that vehicle. However, that is going to be the end of this episode. If you have clips you would like to submit to this series, then you can via our forums. There'll be a link in the description. At the very top of the page is the Failrace clip submission section, and in there you can find all of the rules and how to submit clips. However, that is going to be it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.